Have you ever tried to win over a client but given up after just a couple of meetings? Don't give up so soon. Building partnerships takes time, especially in the business-to-business segment. Think of it as a journey that has 6 stages. Prospecting, or zeroing in on targets. Approaching, or getting a foot in the door. Selling, or closing a deal. Delivering, or delighting the client. Strengthening, or deepening the relationship. Sustaining, or staying in touch with the client. The first stage is prospecting. 3 factors that lead to successful prospecting are: identifying natural consumers of your offering, watching your competitors' moves, staying curious. Your organization has something to sell. Who are the companies buying or using that something? This is when you scan the market to identify potential clients or partners. Identifying your customers is relatively straightforward. You will naturally look at companies for whom your product or service is designed. This is your target market. For instance, if you're selling medical equipment, your target market would be hospitals. But how do you zero in on specific hospitals? It depends on your company's business strategy. Perhaps you want to reach out to the top 50 hospitals in the country. On the other hand, you might choose to target 200 smaller ones. You could carve out your client list based on regions where you want to grow, or the client's size in terms of revenue, or other dimensions that make the most sense for your company's business and marketing strategy. At this point, there are some other factors to consider too. Listen to Harappa faculty Deepali Nair mention some of these.
As a CMO, I receive hundreds of proposals every week. Most of these proposals are from marketing services vendors. I remember one such proposal I had received on an email where a content marketing agency had done a great job of marketing themselves. It was a cold email. I didn't know them from anywhere, but they had done a great job of what they wrote about themselves, the call to action, and personalizing it to my brand. I called them in for a meeting, just worked out the commercials, and gave them the business. My instinct turned out to be correct, and I hired them again and again after that. Compare this to today. I again receive hundreds of emails and messages on LinkedIn. Most of them are not personalized. Worse, some of them actually address me as Mr. And the call to action is always the same, which is ask me for a meeting. Doesn't work. If you ever have the opportunity of getting your message or email read by a senior person, please make the effort of personalizing it and doing a great sales pitch, which is personalized to their brand. That's the only way to succeed. This time and effort spent can ensure that you prospect well.
Deepali suggests, personalize the message to the brand you are prospecting for and show how your services can fit into their work. Make sure to address the person correctly. Include a differentiated call to action in the message, not just a request for a meeting. Unless you are introducing something completely new to the market, it's important to get to know which similar products your potential clients are already using and where they are getting them. Next comes robust market research. Oh, add ongoing there. New potential clients can crop up suddenly, so can new competitors. This is where we get the second factor in prospecting, watching your competitors' moves. Whether someone is playing chess or commanding a battalion, They must never lose sight of the opponent's move. The same applies when prospecting clients. There are two reasons to do this. The first is to know what you are up against. The second is to pick the right battlegrounds.
Your company is planning to launch a new line of bath products. The market research shows strong potential demand in 4 big cities. But then you research the competition and discover that 3 of your competitors already dominate the market in those cities. This will make it difficult for you to make much headway. You also realize that your competitors haven't entered the Tier 2 city markets yet. With this information in hand, you can decide your sales strategy.
The third factor, staying curious, is also key when it comes to prospecting clients. This means you are open to listening and learning. Staying curious enables you to ask questions and gather valuable information. One way to feed your professional curiosity is to attend conferences and webinars. At such events, people talk about their organization's needs and the solutions they're looking for. Another way is to keep track of issues, trends, new research, mergers, and any other developments that could affect your company or industry. Imagine you work for a company that provides online translation services. On a flight, the person next to you mentions she's a history professor at a university. You have nothing in common, right? As you strike up a conversation, she mentions that her university is looking to offer a series of training programs in 30 countries. But the big challenge is delivering these programs in the local language. Bingo! You've just got a prospective client and you've begun your building partnerships journey. Harappa faculty Ratan Postwala is here to talk about prospecting.
So when it comes to prospecting, most of us in the consulting world think of new clients or new business, right? However, I think a large part of prospecting comes from your existing clients, and that boils down to understanding your client and staying in touch with them. So let me give you an example. Let's think of a consulting client that you have. Now, how do you stay in touch? Send them a message for New Year's, send them a message for their birthday. If there's an important technical update that comes up that affects your client, send them an attachment asking them, are you guys aware of this? I thought I should share this with you. Do you want to have a chat about it? And a client might just respond to an email like that saying, sure, let's get in touch, let's meet for lunch. And from that meeting, from that email actually, a new business opportunity might come up. And that's happened with me several times during my consulting career.
As Ratan says, a large part of your prospecting comes from existing clients. It's important to understand your clients and stay connected with them.